So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and graph our inequality. And we got it all set up because remember, we went ahead and we changed our inequality direction immediately. So we have x is less than 1, which means that 1 is my biggest number. We're going to have an open circle because we're not going to include 1. So let's go ahead and let's just set up first how our number line is going to look. We're not even going to do our line yet, but let's go ahead and set this up because we at least know that we're going to have an open circle. We're going to call this one an open circle. Okay. We know that we are going to have a 1 where that circle is. So let's go ahead and put that there, and I'll make that a little bit bigger for us. So we know that 1 goes there. Didn't set up very well, did it? Okay. So we know that 1 goes there, or maybe not. I don't like this center, but that's okay. All right. So we know that 1 goes there. What we're trying to say is we're saying, okay, 1 is my biggest number. Okay. X cannot be bigger than 1 because X is smaller than 1. So what we're going to do is, since we're saying, well, if I do over here, this is saying, well, anything over here going to the right is going to be bigger than 1. Anything going to the left is going to be smaller than 1. That's what we want to think of. Big goes right, small goes left. Since 1 is my biggest number, it's going to have to stay on my right, which means I'm going to go ahead and take my arrow, and I'm going to have my arrow going this way because those are all the numbers that are going to be smaller than 1. Make that big. Okay. And we'll change the color so that you can see it. But I want you to see that anything to the left is small. Anything to the right is big. So since 1 is the biggest, 1 is on the right of the number line. Okay. So now we want to go through and see what numbers are included in there. So we're going to go to the next slide, and we're saying, let's go ahead and test it out. So numbers that are going to be smaller than 1, we're going to have 0. Okay. I'm going to just draw here. Okay. We'll have 0 here. Okay. Another number that's smaller than that. -1. Okay. Any negative numbers are going to be smaller than that. So those would be 2 numbers that would be smaller than 1 that we can test out just to make sure that they make it true. Make this bigger. That did not help at all, but that's okay, because that's where we're at today. All right, so we know that these are going to be numbers that should be included, but what we're going to do on the next page is we're just going to go ahead and test those and make sure that those make that original statement true. So our original statement was -2x plus 10 is greater than 8. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and plug, I put -2 because, again, I have been sick, so forgive me. We're just plug 0 into the equation. So we're going to go ahead and start. We're going to just try to make sure that we prove this is true. We're saying, okay, we want to know if -2 times 0 plus 10 is less than or is greater than 8. Okay, we'll make this a little bit bigger so you can see it. So all we have to do, we're not going to touch the 8. The 8 stays the same, but we're going to do -2 times 0. Okay, we get 0. 0 plus 10. We're saying we want to know if that's greater than 8. Okay, well, 0 plus 10 is 10. And since 10 is greater than 8, our answer works. Our solution set works. So we have our arrow pointing in the right direction because we know that 0 is one of the numbers that makes this true. So we can prove that our number line actually works for it.